Good day, everyone, and welcome to the Grumpy Old Gamers podcast. Can't teach an old gamer new tricks. I'm Ryan, and with me, we got Rob and Damon.
Hola.
Hello.
All right, and we're gonna we've eventually gotten around to it. It is February 6th, and we're doing our predictions for 2022 episode here.
Yep.
We're consistently late on these things, so
It is harder than you would think to get four grown men together in the same place at the exact same time.
Yeah, even virtually, it's
at our homes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Some might say it's been virtually impossible.
You might say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I take that back. That was bad.
That's good. I liked it.
There you
So,
go.
how's everyone been doing?
Good.
Good?
Things have been good.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Been playing lots of games.
Excellent. Well,
Video games.
I think we're just gonna do prediction stuff. I don't know, and then we're gonna have a little discussion after about the biggest news story that's happened since we all last got together, which was the Xbox acquiring Activision Blizzard deal.
Yeah.
I guess it's still not official, but we'll see, I guess.
Probably safe to say it'll be A-okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'll just do two bits of housekeeping. One, this is episode number 108. We're into the hundreds, and also I'm going to mention Buzzsprout that they still are letting us be an affiliate of theirs. And if you're interested in doing this podcast thing, check out the link in our show notes. You can get yourself a how much was it? 20? Oh my goodness. Was it 50?
It was $25.
$25.
Yeah.
Sign up for two of them to get $50.
That's right. Use your mom's credit card.
Yeah. But yeah, if you sign up with them, you get yourself a $25 Amazon gift card, which, kind of makes it almost risk-free. Try it out for a month, see if you like doing this crazy podcasting thing. We like it. We've been doing it for over 2 years now. So, but yeah, we're doing our predictions for 2022, and I think what we're gonna do here is we'll do all our honorable mentions, the games that didn't quite make our top fives, and then we'll move into our predictions, but we'll talk about our predictions from last year as well, like what things we predicted in each of these categories.
The reckoning.
The reckoning.
Yeah.
And Rob, you want to start us off with your honorable mentions for this year?
Sure. Yeah, I got a couple games that almost made the list there. Two games that I really enjoyed, but didn't quite make my top 5 list. First one was one that was on Damon's list, Psychonauts 2.
Good one.
That was my
just
number
fine.
one.
It was double fine.
Yeah, it was
Not just
it was
fine.
definitely double fine.
Yeah, very great art style, fun 3D platformer. If you want to see someone talk about it a lot better than I do, check out Damon's top 5 on our webpage there at that address, www.thegrumpyoldgamers.com. There you go. But it was really good. And the second one was one I played quite a bit, was horrible at, but enjoyed the whole time, was Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Oh.
The new one. Just because even on like the easiest skill level, I was flying into things, but it was fun to see where flight simulators have come since the lean old days when we were young lads.
Yeah, from the polygon graphics to like them importing images from like mapping software now.
Yeah,
So.
streaming the planet. Yeah.
Yep, exactly. Except they didn't use Google Maps. They ended up using, was it Bing or TomTom or something. They were using TomTom, I think.
I think they're using TomTom, yeah.
And there were some very funny discrepancies, like giant towers because they didn't. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
fun stuff. But yeah, those are two games I enjoyed, but not enough to be in my top 5. There you go.
Excellent. Damon, what were your honorable mentions from this
So
year?
I had 2, and one was It Takes Two.
Oh,
Yeah, that's I played it late in the year. It was after I made my top 5, and I think it would have made it. It would have. I don't know what it would have bumped, but it would have bumped something because it's a lot of fun.
it is.
But it does take 2 to play that game. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's a throwback to the couch co-op, and it's a great time, and it's really unique. I really liked it. Then my other game was the Disco Elysium Final Cut. So I started playing that again. The Final Cut was it really adds a lot. I don't know if I know. I think Ryan played a little Disco Elysium.
No, I was waiting. I bought it and then I was waiting for the final cut to come out.
Yeah.
And then
So it's free.
Yeah.
So if you've bought the game, you get the Final Cut for free, and now everything is voiced. So like every single portion of the game is voice acted. So like a lot of the criticism is people like, oh, that's a lot of reading, but now everything is voice acted. It adds a lot to the game, and it's really good. It's the best RPG I've played in a long time, and it kind of crosses the boundary between RPG and like point and click adventure games. So it's it'll kind of appeal to both of those, and yeah, it's really good. Definitely enjoy it.
awesome. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's on my backlog.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to say anymore. There's so many games to play, not enough time. And I'm still actively playing. Actually, right now, It Takes Two. We haven't played it in a couple weeks now, but we really dove into it there, and yeah, it's pretty awesome. Like so imaginative. Like it's great.
Sounds like us. Yeah, we've put it down for a little bit, but we're definitely going to go back to it. So
All right. Well, I'll do my honorable mentions here. The first one is Loop Hero, which was it was a early 2021 game, and you know it's just so unique, and it's like a card battle game except you're building the levels every time you play it. So your character just walks in the loop, but you're adding the monsters and all the attributes of the loop, and then you get points every time you go around it. So it's just it's so unique, and if you have any interest in like card battle games, definitely give it a try. I recently actually picked it up on Switch as well. That's how much I like this game. I just blind bought it on Switch because I wanted to be able to play it portably. Next up I have Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. That's another one. That one, it never really... Loop Hero was actually in my top 5, and I bumped it out of there. Hyrule Warriors, I put so many hours into it, and I had a whole lot of fun. And if you're itching for a little bit of Breath of the Wild before Breath of the Wild 2 comes out this year, give this game a try. It has...
Here he says. Sorry, that'll be later in the show.
That's later in the show, Rob. Yeah, but it's a nice little... It's got so much of the DNA of Breath of the Wild in it that it made it so much more fun than just the first Hyrule Warriors that came out. I got sick of just the beat 'em up aspect of the first one. It was just the same thing over and over and over. But this one, it just adds so much every level, every character, every upgrade. It's pretty awesome. And last but not least, Spider-Man Miles Morales. It's my third honorable mention. They released it as a standalone game. It probably could have been a DLC to Spider-Man, but it was a good little intro to the PS5. They had some of the haptics in there, but really the graphic upgrades are the things to notice in that one with the ray tracing and 60 frames per second and everything. It looks gorgeous. So those are my three. What did Brent have here? Well, I think he meant to have Loop Hero as well as his one of his honorable mentions, but as a typo, he has Poop Hero. So we may need to we may need to verify that with him. Maybe there's another game called Poop.
To message him.
Yeah, I'm gonna check that out on. I'm gonna check Poop Hero out on Steam. Just give me a sec here.
Just keep your safe search on.
Yeah. We just hear Damon, Mother of God.
Yeah.
So for those who are wondering why we're reading Damon's, Damon had to go in for some emergency work. Not emergency. That sounds.
Brent did.
Damon's
Damon's
right here. You can see
Yeah.
it, or maybe over here.
Yeah.
Depending. Probably here. Brent had to go in to work, which is why there's 3 as opposed to 4. So
yeah,
Brian's gonna read his predictions that he'd emailed to us. So
the second game he has here on his honorable mentions is The Gunk, which is a new action adventure game from the guys who did the SteamWorld games. So
right.
Those are some excellent games.
Yeah. I've heard The Gunk is pretty good too. So now we're moving into prediction territory here. What was your biggest surprise of the year, Damon?
I had 2.
Okay.
So I was super surprised when the Halo multiplayer did like the surprise drop. That was awesome. Just because I was unsure if Halo was even going to launch this year.
We may have lost your camera there, Ryan. Are you still there? Oh.
Freeze frame. Dun, dun, dun.
We'll assume he's coming back because he hasn't dropped. So you want to keep going there, Damon? And we'll
no problem.
We'll just keep recording here.
Yeah, the Halo multiplayer launch was awesome. I didn't think Halo Infinite was going to launch this year just because of the troubled. We heard everything from creative directors leaving during development to the kind of the bungled gameplay reveal. So it was pretty exciting.
In that drop. And then the other thing I was surprised about this year was that Bobby Kotick at Activision still has a job. That was my other biggest surprise of this year. But as we know that Microsoft has put in their intent to purchase Activision Blizzard, so I think his days are clearly numbered.
You would think so, wouldn't you?
I would hope so. Yeah.
I can't see how they keep him around. That's
yeah.
I'll go next. Well, I've messaged Ryan here to see if we get him back here. But my biggest surprise of the year was Epic and Apple going to legal war over Fortnite, which I had to actually look back and see if that actually happened in 2021, but it did. For those who don't remember, Epic had decided they were going to list the ability to buy V-Bucks, I think it is, for the Apple game, or for the Apple version of the game, not through Apple's store, to have an external. And Apple got mad, and there was like a 3 or 4 month lawsuit back and forth, anti-monopoly.
Well, yeah, because Apple wants that sweet cut.
Yeah, it was like, and Epic released a 1984 parody video, didn't it? Like a commercial or something like that. It was, I don't remember exactly right, but it was hard to cheer for either of them, honestly, because it's like one multi-billion-dollar group suing a multi-million-dollar group. So I guess Epic was
the little guy.
Yeah,
I guess. And the other one was something you touched on there: Microsoft buying Activision Blizzard. That was a huge surprise. That did happen in December, right? Or did I cheat there?
I think it was January.
Was it January?
Yeah.
Well, screw that.
Yeah.
It's close enough.
That's
it's
right.
close
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah, the Christmas trees were still up, maybe. Yeah.
There you go. And that That was a huge surprise. That was I mean, Blizzard at one point would have been untouchable.
Yeah.
Activision, still, we would have thought never bought, but I think they were primed for the picking with all the legal shenanigans, and not shenanigans too jovial of a term. The horrible sexual harassment allegations. To one Bobby Kotick, who
he's the
Damon
real
said earlier.
he's the real poop hero.
He is the real poop hero.
Yeah.
Exactly. And now we're gonna wait for Ryan because he said, "Yeah, just 1 sec."
Can you guys hear me?
Oh yeah,
we
can hear.
we can barely hear you.
Barely hear me?
Yeah.
Oh,
Sounds like you're picking up a mic on your computer or something.
Yeah, maybe you're on a different mic there.
how about now?
Oh,
There you go.
there you go. There you go.
Love all this is going live.
We kept talking so
Yeah.
that
For some reason my camera is not registering.
Oh.
oh dear.
Yeah.
Well, we can still hear your beautiful voice, so that's and enjoying. Is that the top of a Tim Hortons cup? Your
Yeah, it looks
little
like a cup.
avatar there. Yeah.
How about now? No? Oh, there.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Hey.
Back.
Hey, this
Yeah.
is all totally still in the video.
Yep. Absolutely.
So I don't know if you could hear us through all that.
I
Ryan.
could. I heard.
Okay.
I heard her all.
So let's segue into what was your biggest surprise of the year, buddy?
So we are letting we are using the Xbox Activision for this year.
I cheated. I know it's
Okay.
like January 3rd or something, but
Okay. Yeah. Oh, I put down a game for mine, and that was my biggest surprise was Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy
okay.
as my
Okay.
my biggest surprise of the year, mainly because of the crap show that Square Enix had given us with the Avengers.
Yeah.
And I'm still actively playing this game. I think I'm in the last quarter of it now, and yeah, this game is awesome, guys. I mean, it's amplified for me being a Marvel fanboy. It is so amplified for me, but there's so many awesome Easter eggs. The story is awesome. The acting is awesome. The gameplay is great.
Right.
Not awesome. It's great.
I hear the story and conversation and everything is all top notch as well.
Yeah, and there was even a part I was playing it the other day there, and it was like a I'm not crying, you're crying moment. So they definitely hit you all in the feels there, that game.
And it's also our most content blocked Let's Play on YouTube.
Yeah,
Ryan's
'cause
like, I'll show you. I'm not playing in streamer mode.
yeah, I want to hear the music, man. That's a big part of it.
So, if you can look in the series, I think you're like 18
Yeah,
played, and like 16 of them are blocked.
yeah, they have some sort of block warning.
Yeah.
We don't make money off of them anyway.
We don't make any money off it. So, yeah.
So there will be, 5 to 10 minute slots in those videos that are silent. Is what'll happen with that.
Sure.
And what do we got? Oh, so Brent had the Xbox buying Activision Blizzard as his biggest surprise of the year. So, all right.
Not surprising. It's,
not surprising at all.
It's not surprising. That was surprising. I agree.
yeah. Screw you, Bobby Kotick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please don't sue us though, because we have no money.
Yeah.
Well, I'll start off the biggest disappointments of the year here. I'm not going to say much more about this. You can look back on previous episodes of our podcast. There are like 7 or 8 of them where I angrily talk about Battlefield 2042.
Yes.
I knew that was coming.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought I'd focus on two other things that were pretty big disappointments for me this year. Uh, Taxi Chaos.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But another game that broke my heart. I was super hyped. I was ready for a new crazy taxi game. This seemed like the spiritual successor. Um, and it just turned out to be boring as hell. Like they did not recapture that magic at all. And when you take a crazy taxi style game and you make the professional mode, the professional mode is they take away the guiding arrow in the game. So you actually have to know all the streets and destinations off the top of your head to get to them. Yeah. Anyways,
Seems like the cheapest, easiest way they could have made it harder.
it really is. And my second biggest disappointment was The Medium.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was the first, if I remember correctly, it was the first exclusive next gen game that came out on Xbox, and it left. I felt it left a lot to be desired as a next gen entry. So,
I think the first next gen game for Xbox was Yakuza Like a Dragon.
Oh.
Exclusive. It was timed though, but you could play it on last gen as well, kind of.
right.
Yeah.
That was a big deal about The Medium, is that it wasn't out on
Yeah.
Xbox One.
Yeah, it was next gen only. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
See, the
Okay.
bar was set high.
And
Forgot that was a game.
when you're playing in environments that are photorealistic with a PS2 quality character, it just it's just so jarring. So
Yeah, they had a lot of hype behind that one. They were like,
Yep.
"It's rendering two worlds at once." And
Yeah.
like all that stuff. Right? And like, oh, okay.
and I mean, there was some cool puzzle stuff, and I did play it from beginning to end because I heard it was a fairly short experience, which it was. I think it was only 10 hours. Yeah. I mean, that part of it was okay. Brent finished it as well, and we both agreed that it could have been a 5 to 6 hour experience, and the last 4 hours there were just tacked on. they really weren't needed.
Yeah, I think I remember you saying that you were like spite finishing the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember that. I'm gonna beat this.
Yeah.
I have to.
Not because I want to, because I have to.
Rob, what were your biggest disappointments of 2021?
There, you cut out a bit. Did you say Rob? Or...
Oh yeah, sorry, Rob. Yeah.
Okay, sure. My biggest disappointment. Well, showing just how relevant we are. The Amicos multiple delays.
Ah.
I'm one of 8 people who's still kind of excited for it. And there have been some shenanigans coming forth about problems with investors not keeping them up. And honestly, what has put a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths is the fact they released physical product. They're not even games, but they pre-ordered them, and it's been 3 months now, 3 or 4 months, and still no system. And not a lot of talking about it, not a lot of updates. Sometime in the first quarter, there have been some articles that have come out from like Ars Technica kind of tearing apart what it is and problems with builds of the system. It's not a really great look. Like, I never thought the Atari VCS would be the higher received or the better received product out of the two, but it is definitely looking like it's getting there.
Yeah.
So that's been a huge disappointment for me. Has been the Amico.
Yeah, it's been sad watching your heart break just a little bit every time it's delayed.
Yeah. It's getting whittled away.
It is.
Yeah.
Thankfully, the Evercade released the Intellivision collection, and I've been consoling myself with that because
Nice.
it's 100 times better. Then I have 2 other quick ones here. Marvel Avengers. I think you touched a little bit on it with the Guardians of Galaxies. Avengers broke both, probably all three of us. I'm sure Damon felt the same way, but just broke our hearts with how mediocre it was. It wasn't even really terrible. Like, it wasn't bad enough to be kind of still fun to play. It was just a slog. And
Yeah.
you were fighting robot after robot after the same robot. And you kind of wanted to keep playing because the story was entertaining. Like, the person who played Kamala Khan she did a great job. So you're kind of invested in that, but you just wanted to watch a YouTube video of it because you didn't want to make yourself play it. And there
I've
was
steered
one.
clear altogether
Yeah.
from that game. Yeah.
It's a good choice.
Good choice, my friend. Good choice.
Oh,
There was one point where Ryan and I were playing. We were going to stream it, but we had so many problems that we didn't end up. And I actually have a screenshot, and if I hadn't just formatted my computer, I'd look for it. We were playing in like high resolution mode or high graphics quality, and Ryan was Thor, and he looked like a straw man with his legs cut off, floating in the air. And it was like, this is a finished game. Like, they charged $80 for this. And finally, the last one was Dungeons and Dragons Dark Alliance.
Oh yeah, right.
a lot
That
of people were
game,
bummed, yeah.
that
right,
game
right.
had a lot of hype. There have not been a lot of good Dungeons and Dragons based games in a long time. And it had the book publisher whose name is eluding me now. Wizards of the
Coast.
West
On the
Coast.
coast?
Yeah. Was
Yeah.
it?
Behind it was supposed to be this fantastic game, and you started to play it, and you're like, this doesn't feel finished. Like, bosses, you could take down bosses just by running at them and swinging your stuff. If you played the archer, it was broken because you could keep shooting guys, but if you didn't physically enter their box, they would just sit there and take arrows to the head. And it was like the loot didn't match the skill level, so sometimes you would get something good in the beginning, and then you'd play the harder skill levels, and you never got anything even close. There was no reason to finish it. The multiplayer was buggy. Just a huge disappointment all around.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Damon, what were some of your biggest disappointments of 2021?
The Grand Theft Auto Definitive Edition trilogy launch. What happened there?
Oh,
That was
Definitive edition.
it was definitive. It was
Oh,
definitive already.
yeah.
it's definitively not play tested.
Mhm.
It was so avoid that. And then the Rockstar's like, oh, we're sorry, we didn't. Yeah, that's the best part. It's like, yeah, sorry about that. Like, could delay it. Honestly, especially that it's a collection. Like, it's not like it's a new game or anything like that. There was no reason for them to rush the launch, but
No, absolutely, yeah.
yeah. So yeah, a broken trilogy of games from like 2 or 3 generations ago. Yeah,
You know,
But,
they must have been like, you know what? These games work already. I'm sure it's
Yeah.
fine. It's fine. We'll just.
but like the weirdest part was that they've since backpedaled on this one, but they removed the original ones from
Yes.
all of their storefronts, so you
Yeah.
This
couldn't
was
actually
the
buy
only
the
way
one.
to play it.
Yeah. So it's like, no, this is it. This is how you want to remember these games. Definitive. Yeah, so that's what I had for my biggest disappointment of the year. I wanted to go through and play San Andreas again, but no, not doing it.
Well, Brent has a good one here for his biggest disappointment of. Oh, sorry. Was that it for you, Damon? You
Yep,
just had
that
the
was
one?
it.
Okay, sorry.
Yep.
Brent's biggest disappointment of 2021 was there was no Switch Pro. We got the SWOLED.
We got the swoled, yeah.
We got the SWOLED instead.
And that's all you need to say about
Yeah.
that. It's like everyone was like, for sure, around Breath of the Wild 2, which is totally coming out this year.
Yeah.
Brent has here looking forward to in 2022. The games he's looking forward to. He has Stanfield, but I'm betting I'm betting he means Starfield.
He had to type these in a hurry. It
Yeah.
was, Poor Brent.
He's looking forward to that long underwear.
Yeah. So it's so damn cold in the TO this year that he needs
That's
that
right.
Stanfield. But yeah, Starfield and Dying Light 2, which he has on the list here. So he's an active Dying Light player. So I think he just picked it up on Switch. He was telling me.
I was gonna say that's out now, right?
Yeah.
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 Awesome.
So we should be able to hear from him soon what he thinks of that. What about you, Damon? What are you looking forward to?
I'm there with Starfield as well. I love a good space RPG. You guys know I'm a massive Mass Effect fan. So
Yeah.
and like Bethesda games, despite the fact that they can usually launch in hilarious ways. But yeah, I think it's going to be a buggy game of the year contender. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like,
yes.
yeah. So I'm really looking forward to playing Starfield.
So I'm pretty new to generally new to the whole console thing, and I haven't actually experienced one of their big games launching besides 76, Fallout 76, and that's, I don't know if that's a good thing to go by, but Skyrim, how did that launch? Was it fairly buggy, or was it pretty good?
Yeah, it was definitely buggy. It was like Fallout 3 was buggy, Skyrim was buggy, Oblivion was buggy. Like, they're all buggy, but they were beautiful experiences. Like, just the vastness, the ambition of the games. They really did have a magic formula, and were able to apply it to different types of scenarios. And space hasn't been done yet, and I want to see them do that. I think
Awesome.
I think Bethesda will definitely, have a lot to work with that new setting.
Did you have any other ones that you were?
Nope,
Nope,
that was it.
just Starfield?
That's my go-to. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, there's other ones, but I don't know if they're going to release this year or not. But yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rob, what do you got?
Well, I got a couple here. Neither of them gigantic games, but I'm curious to see Elden Ring, just because, not because I'm going to play it. It's not really my genre. Going back to the buggy mess thing you were mentioning there, I predicted being one of those really fun games that a lot of people like and have all sorts of funny arrow to the knee moments. Next one here is River City Girls 2.
Oh.
Okay.
I'm really looking forward to, because I played a ton of the first one there, and this is going to bring the two guys into the mix there too, and the graphics look a little more updated, and Way Forward just makes good games. I know. Yeah. So that, and Tiny Tina Wonderland I put.
Yeah.
It's going to be mediocre, but I'll play it, because I love me some Borderlands. And the Assault on Dragon Keep DLC for the second game was so freaking fun, minus the treasure chest mimics. This is just, give me a whole game of it with updated on the Borderlands 3 engine. Absolutely.
Awesome.
Pump it
So
in my veins.
I'll bring up a current news item here. I just read about this weekend. So they made one of the free PS Plus games this month is just the expansion.
Yeah.
You don't need Borderlands. They made it a standalone experience.
Okay. Yeah.
But it's also, the moment you launch it, you're basically put to the buy screen for the new Tiny Tinas.
Oh, funny.
Yeah, you can't even get into the game. You gotta go skip the buy screen and people are of course up in arms, because it's so you're basically giving us an advertisement game as a free game this month.
It's just there for that. Yeah. Damn you, Gearbox.
Mm-hmm. PlayStation and Gearbox.
Yeah. What about you, fella?
What am I looking forward to? Looking forward to giving Rob a hug in 2022. That's what I'm looking forward to.
More hugs this year.
A long, awkward man hug.
I think we're close.
All by myself.
We're both gonna take a day off work, and you're invited too, Damon. You can come on down, buddy. We're gonna go to a coffee shop, just sit there for 8 hours, and just hug. Yes. This needs
And
to
bring
happen.
Game Boys.
And bring
link
Game
cables.
Boys.
We're gonna
Yeah.
bring 2 Game Boys and a link cable.
So besides that, I too have Starfield. I'm definitely hopping on that hype train. All the stuff I'm reading about it, and that's why I was kind of asking about like Bethesda launches of like big new games, right? Because I mean, I heard a lot of good things about Deathloop. I mean, that came out relatively bug free, like. But that's also not a big sprawling action RPG type game. And yeah, I can't wait to see it. What else I got here? Well, supposedly God of War Ragnarok. God of War.
November launch, is it? Or
Yeah.
Oh, no, it doesn't even have a month yet, does it?
No, it's still just 2022.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty excited for that one because the new God of War there, what would that be, 2018 one now, is unreal, that game. Like, that was one of the games, I think that was the third game I played on PS4, where I was like, I've been missing all of this for all these years on console games. Like, I also put down Breath of the Wild 2. I think we will hopefully see that, even if it's late 2022. And Splatoon 3.
Oh, right.
Oh yeah, I should
Totally
have put
forgot
that down.
about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that like we'll buy 2 copies of that day one kind of thing.
Oh,
That's-
us
yeah,
too.
Like we love.
Because waiting for that one to go on sale, you could be waiting 2 years, right?
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, that's our games we're looking forward to in 2022. So now we'll move into predictions. Do you guys want to read the predictions you had for, like, just a brief summary of the predictions you had last year?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Okay. So let us do what's first
In
on
the
the
reckoning. Let's see how close we were.
Well, just in the order that I have the stuff written down here, Brent only had 1 prediction last year. And it was just a general. I guess it was Nintendo one. Actually, I'll wait. I'll read that one in Nintendo. Never mind. But Sony predictions, I think we're doing next. And Damon, you wanna do yours from last year, and then do
Last
this year's.
year, I said Sony needed a competitor to Game Pass. Like they got to get it together. Now it didn't come out, but they did announce Spartacus.
They did.
Spartacus. Now,
Spartacus.
we don't know what that is or what it's supposed to be, but it's supposed to be a competitor to Game Pass, and this is all going to tie in with the whole Bungie thing in my mind, based on what we've seen with Stadia. This is going to be kind of my crackpot theory here, but so we all know that Sony purchased Bungie
Yes.
for a hefty sum. It was like $7 billion or something like that. Like, it's a lot of money. A lot of people would say for one developer that's made one game in the last 4 years, and maybe it is. But there was also an article. I saw it on Forbes, and it was like, why was Bungie trying to buy Google Stadia's tech for itself? And there was a report. So Google is appearing to more or less kind of turn its back on Stadia a little bit, at least with the gaming front. They've said that their focus is no longer going to be on AAA gaming as the Stadia product itself, but they're going to pivot, and they want to license that back-end technology to other people and other companies. And Bungie was apparently one of the companies that were looking into this for months and months prior. So I think that's kind of the leverage that's happening with. I think Sony is really trying to pick up some pieces to get into the game, to play catch up to Microsoft with regards to streaming and with regards to Game Pass. So I think it's a very strategic buy. I don't think it had a lot to do with the IP of Destiny itself, although that's huge. It's a massive thing, and it was a lot of people. One of the only ways they play is on Stadia, And I guess the developers for Destiny 2, because they had to work remotely through the pandemic, they were leveraging the whole back end Stadia technology in order to be able to work remotely. And I think they saw a lot of value there. So I think they're going to surprise us a little bit, Sony will, with this acquisition. So
Interesting.
yeah, so that was kind of my last year's prediction, kind of tying into...
You tied it into the new one, yeah.
Yeah, and other than that, I think we're going to see a new Final Fantasy announced. And I think we're going to see a new Wipeout, because they announced a mobile game for Wipeout coming out this year as well. And I think they need a PS5 Wipeout. It's been too long since we played a new Wipeout game.
Yeah, because there wasn't a new one on the PS4. I think it was just a remaster of the previous games, right?
Yep. Yeah, I think we need a new Wipeout.
Okay.
I think it's coming. Yeah.
Okay. Rob, what about your Sony predictions for this year?
Oh, I struck out long and hard on the last one there. Last year, I predicted that we will see next-gen hardware for the PS5 like the Oculus, but high-end. I guess they announced some of the VR stuff. They didn't really announce it, more like it's like they've released a document that people could look at, and I was like, well, we talked about it on the show. It was like,
the specs are, you can give yourself some credit on this, because the specs are a lot more in tune with like Oculus or the Facebook one, or no, Oculus is the Facebook one.
Yes, yeah.
The Steam one. What? I forget the name of their VR stuff.
Me too, actually. I've got no idea, but yeah, the specs looked really good. It was just funny because we commented on it in our show that they didn't even really announce it. It was like almost like a text document they leaked, and it's like, oh, here's the specs.
Yeah.
It's like, get excited about it. Come on. Because we both love PS4 VR. It was
big
a lot of fun times in there.
I mean, they announced things like inside-out tracking, like all the things that the Oculus Rift or whatever that standalone unit has. So, anyways, yeah.
And my second prediction was a new handheld, because that... I don't know why I predicted that, but nothing. Absolutely nothing. So, that was sad.
Yeah.
And do you want me to break into my Sony prediction then? Kind of continue the trend?
Yeah.
Okay. Where the hell did where the gosh did I put it? Here we go. My prediction, I got two quick ones here. First one is that you're going to see your first reiteration of the PS5, like the Slim or whatever how they do the secondary model for a little less.
Mm-hmm.
And that you're going to see a much bigger push for Sony games coming to PC. Like Horizon Zero Dawn, or there must have been another one. That's the first.
They need to do that. They really do. Like, a lot of people can't get PlayStation still, right? Like, how crazy? Like, so Ryan, where have you been? Were you playing Death Stranding on PC, or were you playing it on the console?
On the PS5.
Oh, you're playing on the PS5. So I only was able to play it on PC.
Right? Yeah.
And like God of War, I just added it to my wish list. Horizon Zero Dawn, I picked up. I haven't played it yet, but like, how cool would it be for them to make money off of all these software sales from people like me who can't get a PlayStation? And
absolutely,
just day one, just let people buy the software.
Microsoft's doing that, right? Where they're like, we don't care if you play it on our system, just play the games.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my Sony predictions.
All right. Well, my Sony predictions from last year, I agreed with Damon that Sony needs a competitor to Game Pass. But I also mentioned that they need to add, and this is my quote from it, I said they need to add exclusive developers like Ubisoft or Activision. Well, Activision probably not, but it would be smart.
Yeah. So right guess, just wrong company.
Right guess, wrong company. Well, it's just the whole, like, they seem so big, like they didn't seem like they'd be acquired, but
yep, absolutely.
So my I have a couple. Okay, I have four Sony predictions, but they're quick. They're not first Sony prediction: Sony buys Sega to keep Sega in
Oh.
Japan.
Okay.
My second, Sony buys Square Enix because they want to lock down that Final Fantasy and keep it as their console exclusive. Sony buys Capcom. Again, Japanese brothers.
Okay.
And I actually had last year Sony buys Stadia to get into to answer their streaming market. So
So just strike that out and write licensed.
licenses
Yeah.
Stadia.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean,
Yeah, I mean, one thing Stadia did get right, and I've tried it a few times in the last year or so when they give me a free month, is the streaming works really well now.
Yeah.
It was a huge dumpster fire when it started, but it works well now.
the
So
pivot makes sense if they can, like, they spent a lot of money in that technology and it works, right? So I can see they're like, hey guys, we got some cool stuff here. Do you guys want to license this and use it for whatever? And I think Bungie is very keen on that. So I think it was a good pickup for Sony. At first I was like, oh,
You know, I kind of looked at the other side of it. I was thinking Sony has all these great single player games now, but they have all these older IPs that were their shooters that they've kind of left out in the pasture. And I was thinking like they want to give these to Bungie and let Bungie run with them, make them live service games, right? Like a live service Killzone or I can't even think of any of their other like exclusive shooters, but you know, like they've really left, like since the PS3 they haven't done anything with them. So what's our next category? Our next category
Brent have anything for Sony or
no. Oh wait,
Oh.
for this year. Wait.
Yeah.
Wait. Oh, yes he did. He predicts that Sony will buy Take-Two.
Oh. Yeah,
That's his bold prediction.
that is bold.
Yeah, I mean that would be a major shakeup as well. Anything is possible. Anything
Yep.
is possible this year. Damon, since you are our Xbox aficionado, do you want to do your Xbox from last year and this year?
yeah. So I figured Halo was going to be delayed again. And I figured in order to get it out on time, they were going to drop the last gen support just because we figured it was holding them back, but they somehow 343 through I don't know what they did, either magic or they sacrificed some features or something, but they optimized the hell out of that game.
Yeah.
Like it runs on everything. Like it's incredible that they were able to get it. I heard they did have to cut a lot of the game, and it was critically well received. So I was happy to be proved wrong on my Xbox prediction of either another delay or dropping last gen support. So yeah, that was my last year. And then for Xbox for this year, I think we won't see Avowed until 2023, but we'll see a trailer, potentially gameplay. We're going to see Coalition announce their new IP this year,
Hmm?
but it won't launch this year, and it won't launch next year. It's going to be 2024, I think. And I think Starfield will have bugs, but a Game of the Year contender.
Okay. Isn't I thought Coalition was doing Perfect Dark. Are they
I
not?
thought they had another IP. Didn't they have that?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe. But I thought they were handed the reins to Perfect Dark there
I
to.
thought they were working on 2 games.
Okay.
Yeah.
You would know better than I would. But I just wanted to
Seeing
verify
Perfect
that.
Dark would be cool too. Yeah.
Yeah.
It would.
All right. Rob, what was your Xbox prediction from last year?
Well, I had one of those predictions that if I'd shut my mouth before the end of the sentence would have been really cool. But I kept talking. My prediction from last year was I predict Microsoft will make a big purchase this year. And if I'd stopped right there, that would have been like, oh, way to go.
Way to go, Rob.
Either Ubisoft or BioWare. Neither of
Oh.
that which happened. I guess they had a partnership announced with Ubisoft, so I'll take a partial for that.
Yeah,
A
yeah.
mercy point. A mercy point. And then I narrowed it down to BioWare, which of course didn't happen. And my predictions, Microsoft predictions this year. My first prediction was Microsoft partners with Sega, like they do with Ubisoft and EA, and maybe we get a huge. At least so they either get bought by Sony or they're going to partner with Microsoft. So one of us is going to be right because something will happen with Sega. And then my second Microsoft prediction was that they're going to buy a small country somewhere. Just because.
What would they
there's
name
not
this
much-
company, Rob? This country?
Boy,
Just Xbox Land? Like,
Spencerville. I don't know, Spencerland.
Spencerland?
I don't know. I mean, I with Microsoft, it's funny because the most bold prediction you can make, entirely feasible. Once they drop 69 billion on a company, like, who's not available, right? Like, so yeah, Microsoft. They're gonna do something crazy. And we're all gonna be surprised.
Just to clarify, it's the initiative that's working on Perfect Dark. Coalition is working on a new IP. Sorry, I just looked it up. I was
no,
like,
that's
something's not
good.
right
That's
here.
good. That's good. Okay, awesome.
Yeah, so the Coalition's working on the new Gears and something.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah,
What about
those names are close. I was getting those two
They are
mixed up.
close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
what about you, Ryan? What do you think for Microsoft?
Well, what did I have last year? For last year's Xbox prediction, I said we're going to see a new controller that mimics the Sony PS5 controller with haptics and triggers. Did not happen. And my big
You were close though. Spencer tweeted that he was like that he got his hands on the DualSense and he loved it.
Yeah.
And that he was so I think it's gonna happen.
Oh,
So
sure.
I think keep an asterisk beside that one. It might still come.
yeah. I remember reading about that too, and I'm like, oh, come on, just put one out.
Yeah,
Just
do it.
show us
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
And the other one was, and this rumor is not as hot as it used to be, but there's a big rumor going around there that Game Pass is going to launch on Switch.
Yeah.
You know, like, I mean, hey, it could still happen.
Yeah,
But
there was a point where they were playing super nice. You're getting Cuphead on things.
Mhm.
They were testing out the streaming with control and everything, and it looked like a no-brainer.
Yep.
Just not to Microsoft, I guess.
I think it was more Nintendo.
That's true.
Yeah.
Nintendo doesn't play nicely with others.
so I did, moving to this year for 2022, I did put the controller again.
Nice.
No, this is a new
It's
controller.
gotta happen.
It's gotta happen, right?
Yeah.
But I put down 2 acquisitions for Xbox. I put down they buy Sega.
Somebody's buying Sega.
I think it's likely. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they make an excellent addition to their already giant portfolio.
Yep.
Yeah.
And also I put they buy Ubisoft as their next big acquisition.
I feel
Yeah.
both of those are they're good
They're
points. Yeah.
entirely possible.
Yeah.
Just Brent's now. Brent, he didn't elaborate it on it much here, but he said that he's predicting there are going to be some major changes to Game Pass. Not in 2022, but announced in 2022 for 2023. Which,
Sure.
yeah, I mean, it could be tiers, it could be price increase, it could be...
Yeah. I think we'll see a price bump. I really do. Yeah.
And, yeah. So next up is the Nintendo ones, and
I think
I'll
you have to start us off on the Nintendo, buddy. That would only be right.
okay. So from last year, where is it here? Oh, my Nintendo predictions. I predicted that we would see a home screen revamp, very much similar to the 3DS, where it finally allows customizations and skins and whatnot. Did not happen. Nintendo did nothing to their home screen. Their UI is what?
Or the store.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or the store.
Yeah.
They just
Yeah.
people keep buying it. They're not going to
Yep.
do anything.
Yep, they don't care.
And my second prediction was a new Pro controller with a headphone jack. That too did not come. So, hear me out on this one. Nintendo finally gets in on the buying. And they buy Sega.
You're just going to predict every company buying Sega.
Yeah, I did.
And next year we're going to look back and it'll be like, see? I was right on one of them. Look at that.
I'm taking Brent's shotgun approach. I'm just saying.
You're buying Sega. And you're buying Sega. And you're buying Sega. How crazy would it be if Sega bought somebody?
Ooh, that would be...
$45 they've got kicking around
Yeah.
in the couch cushions.
They do a Kickstarter to buy Nintendo.
That's right.
But the note I had here with them buying Sega is that Nintendo finally puts a nail in the coffin of their rivalry.
Right.
Just we're the champions.
Oh, it's been finished for a while.
Yeah.
it's been dead for a while.
I think when there was finally a Mario and Sonic Olympics, I think their first team up was the official end of that rivalry, right? My other one is that the Switch Pro is announced this year finally, and the Breath of the Wild 2 is a launch title with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who wants to go next?
I only had one for last year for Nintendo, and I was sure that we were going to see Breath of the Wild 2 for a holiday launch.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. So this year, I'm sure we're going to see a holiday launch for Breath of the Wild 2. But I also think we're going to see a fall launch for Metroid Prime Trilogy.
Oh.
I think we're going to see a Bayonetta summer release, Bayonetta 3. That's been
Okay.
working for. That's got to come out this summer.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to have Switch Pro rumors all year. So, it's my other
But no actual
Nope,
actual
no.
just rumors. Okay.
Yeah, straight up rumors. That's
Okay.
it. Nothing substantiated.
Rob, what do you got?
One of you guys is going to be right. So last year, my Nintendo one was finally a launch date for the new Metroid Prime. Yeah, that went really well. And became that. We did get Metroid Dread, which was cool.
Yeah,
That was like almost like almost a surprise, and that
it was. It
very
was.
good
It was
game. Yeah.
Yep.
But my second prediction was we will see the N64 join the online service. But what I did not put at the end of that sentence was, and everyone would be really mad about it. With emulation worse than what was on the Wii. Supposedly it's getting better. I guess you've been trying it out, right, Ryan? Or
Yeah, I haven't been diving too far into it. I've been playing mostly tennis, Mario Tennis 64 there, and it's been fun. So, I mean, if I can air one grievance, it's that you can't set your change your buttons at all, and the layout they have set up for the Switch is not intuitive at all to
sure.
what the N64 controls are.
And my predictions.
Yeah, so there you did have a second part that you added
Oh, I did later on.
after Damon had done his prediction
Right.
there.
I wondered if Breath of the Wild 2 would be the new flagship game for the Switch Pro. We were all in on the Switch Pro
Yeah,
last year.
we really were.
Why would you launch a new console and not have any new games? Cough, cough. It says.
I wasn't sold on the Switch Pro. I thought Nintendo's making too much money to change it up. But now that I'm reading Rob's from last year, they launched Breath of the Wild as like a Wii U / Switch. So I mean,
Huh?
Switch / Switch Pro Breath of the Wild 2 might be.
There you go. There you
Yeah.
go. So I'm gonna make that my prediction. No, I just have a couple of quick ones. Switch Pro ? I think there's going to be another hardware iteration. My little more out there was Nintendo takes another crack at kind of a peripheral based, like I put Labo 2.0 or VR to go with the Switch Pro.
Ooh.
Because anyone who's tried the Labo VR experience on the original Switch, it's nausea-inducing because it goes at about 14 frames a second. Just because it's just not hard. The hardware's not good enough to drive. Maybe a mix of something new for the Switch Pro, which is totally coming out. So that's my Nintendo
Okay.
shenanigans. Yeah.
So, Brent only had the one really big, one big prediction last year, and his big prediction that we were going to see a new Switch, but it would be like the Wii U, where you use your current Switch like a gamepad, and we'll see a new console that's a strictly set-top game system.
Okay.
That would have been crazy, right?
Mhm.
But then he also added that there will be a new dock that is an upgrade from the current dock. It happened. I mean, the the SWOLED one apparently does allow for 4K, but
Right. It had the updated HDMI spec, right?
yeah. Also, he also added that the Game Boy platform would be coming to Switch, meaning it would be coming to the Switch Online. But I pulled this quote out here. Brent said, "I would gladly pay more for Switch Online to get all the cool content," meaning Game Boy games. Right? But
Yeah.
so,
Well, there were some great Game Boy
Interesting.
games that play really nice on the online, right? So
well, I just thought it was funny. He predicted the increase to like the Online
the
Plus,
tiered-
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yes.
And for this year, he said there will be a higher end system refresh, but we won't see it till 2023. That's what the predictions are about.
That's right.
And last but not least, I guess we'll move into the others here. Brent did have an other. He had a last thought in his others here. He said handheld and portable gaming is going to see a huge resurgent because of streaming in the Switch. So, I don't know. I think maybe. I know a lot of people are buying Razer Kishis and backbones for their phones to be able to play these streaming services, and GeForce Now is doing gangbusters. People are loving it.
Yeah, that Steam Deck came out, and that's going to be a huge. It
Yeah,
didn't get released, I guess, but it was announced and pre-sold. So.
Yep.
And the Evercade has been the original Evercade, the handheld, has been kicking butt. So
yeah.
yeah, that's a good one.
Rob, you want to do your others from last year and this
Really,
year?
no. I had the. If this was baseball, I would have struck out twice on this. I would have had 6 strikes in a row. But I put that in 2021, Sega will announce a new next-gen console. Yeah. No.
It didn't happen.
Dreamcast too.
Unless you
but-
count like the Astro City Mini, I guess would be that doesn't really count though. And I don't think we need to talk about that anymore. So I got two predictions for my other here. One is that there is going to be some sort of big Sega news, which is funny because based on who else you listen to, they're either going to get bought by Sony, Nintendo,
or Xbox.
Microsoft. But I think they do something to get back in at least some sort of limelight. It's and it's not Sega Frontiers is coming out, which is also something I predict Sega Frontiers going to be good.
Sonic?
Yep. Thank you. Sonic
Okay.
Frontiers.
Yeah.
Going to be good. At least Sonic Generation's good.
Excellent.
It won't be Sonic Forces. And my last prediction is that the Amico does eventually come out and sells less than the VCS.
Ooh.
Interesting.
Yeah, which I think right now is at about 10,000, 15,000.
Oof. Oof.
Yeah.
All right.
And that then my games that aren't games are going to become worth something. Because there'll be more of these than there are. I think they've ended up selling like 5,000 of these total. I think it was the last number I'd heard. So, we'll see.
All right. Damon?
So my prediction from last year for the others was kind of like Brent's. I kind of predicted that we'd see a rise in alternative gaming systems. I used the Evercade as an example from last year, but the Steam Deck was also announced, which is kind of an alternative way to play a lot of games. But I think we will still continue to see other companies. We're always hearing rumors like, oh, Apple's going to do this, and then I think we're going to see some more players in the market. We haven't really seen it yet, so that's kind of a stretch for my last year's prediction. But for this year, I had predicted that we will see somebody leave the market, and that was Stadia dying slowly and quietly. So I had written this before the announcement yesterday of Stadia pivoting their focus. So yeah, I think Stadia might end up in the old Google graveyard at some point here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just hope they don't shutter it and put it out to pasture. I hope
It's gonna quietly kind of yeah, they're just gonna stop putting newer games on it, and that'll still be supported for a while, but I think it's just gonna quietly go away.
And my Stadia controller will be worth thousands.
Yeah.
Because just like the Ouya controllers and the
So for my other prediction from last year, I had we're going to see a huge resurgence in PC gaming. People want a PC flex again. They want to show off all their, they've got the 1,000 gigs of RAM and.
Rob, show off your video card.
Yeah.
it's right in there.
Yeah.
The 500 frames a second, or I don't know. I think the chips shortages again really
Kind of hard.
Yeah, they've gone on a lot longer than anticipated here. What? And for my other is that my other for this year, moving into 2022, is that the Steam Deck is a huge hit, causing a huge increase in Steam Deck-like clones. Kind of how, with Google TVs, everyone's got a Chromecast, little PC thing for their TVs. I see everyone building portable units now that play PC games for people to use in the next year. So,
Sure.
I don't know if that's so bold, but And yeah, Brent did not have an other. So that's our predictions. Did you guys want to talk quickly about? Did you guys have any other things to add about the Microsoft Activision purchase? But
I had some thoughts on that.
yeah,
I had some thoughts on that because a lot of people they're looking at this. First off, it's a massive blockbuster deal. I'm sure everyone's heard about it, but it has to be one of the biggest gaming acquisitions ever, if not the biggest one. I can't remember.
yeah.
So when I'm looking at this, right, the Activision Blizzard, of course, they have one of the biggest active monthly player counts. Like we're talking like 9 figures in player counts. Starts with a C, and it's not Call of Duty; it's Candy Crush.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they've got monthly players, 265 million monthly players for Candy Crush, and just a portion of those spending money. So I did some number crunching. So King by itself, the owner of Candy Crush, owned by Activision Blizzard, is pulling in about $3 billion a year. That's the same amount of revenue as Game Pass currently, just saying.
Wow.
So I think this Activision Blizzard deal, I mean, I think it's less to do, it does have to do with the IPs that they own, but I think it's more to do with the number of people that they're reaching, the number of mobile subscribers that they now have, access to. I don't know how they're going to leverage it just yet, but I think it's not so much of like, oh, we're going to take these people away from Sony with the Call of Duty and all that other stuff. I don't think we're going to see that. Majority of Call of Duty players are on PC anyways.
Sure.
I have stats for that as well. I think like monthly Call of Duty subscribers, 110 million monthly players, majority on PC.
Oh,
Yeah, so that's kind of a non-issue with regards for most of those players, but I definitely think that it was more for the portions of the portfolio that weren't necessarily Call of Duty and that kind of stuff.
see, I kind of in that same vein. I also see this as, all the other purchases they've made are for future dividends.
Yeah.
This company is paying dividends right now.
Yep.
Like I did a little research as well, and I found the 20 best selling games from 2010 to 2020. Number 1 was Grand Theft Auto 5. Number 2 was Call of Duty Black Ops. Number 3 was Call of Duty Black Ops 2. Number 4 was Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Number 5 was Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Call of Duty Ghosts. Oh, and then number 7 was Red Dead Redemption 2. But then the top 10 is rounded out with Call of Duty World War 2 and then Black Ops 4. Like, and like you mentioned with Candy Crush, like, they're basically, what's going to happen when this sale goes through is 4 giant helicopters are going to come and grab the money printing press that has Call of Duty spray painted on the side of it. They're going to pull it out of the Activision building. They're going to go drop it into the Microsoft building.
It was a revenue move. Yeah, that's what it looked
Yeah.
like to me. I was like, okay, cool.
Like, and yeah, I agree. I don't think Call of Duty wise, they're not going to take it off of the other. They're not going to take it off there. It'd be ridiculous too.
Yep.
But
Exactly.
what we're gonna see is we're gonna see exclusives. We're gonna see Xbox exclusives, Xbox PC exclusives that people won't get on PlayStation.
Yep, and of course you'll be able to play it on Game Pass. It's going to incentivize all of those people to pick up their subscription so they can get it right away. And they're slowly going to draw people into that subscription model. Yeah, and with the cloud gaming and everything like that, and now the access to all these mobile subscribers, like it was definitely a posturing and revenue deal.
Yeah, absolutely. It just,
And
yeah,
I think a lot of it too was opportunistic, because this was probably the best time in Activision Blizzard's history for them to buy them. There was so much negative press. The stock price has been going.
yeah,
Well, I mean, from way up here because they were still. But there was so much bad press. There's never been a better time to buy them, and Microsoft just happened to have 69 billion free cash in the tickle trunk there. So never mind the fact that Blizzard's got a little game called Diablo 4 coming out.
Yep.
Which will make many kilobucks. So
Well, also, I mean, World of Warcraft is still strong. Like, I tried to
Absolutely,
find how many active subscribers there are now, but I mean, that's still pulling in. That's still pulling in money. Like,
Yep.
yeah, like Activision Blizzard had become very narrow focused. Like they saw that their Call of Duties were making the most money, but they almost forgot about like all this other stuff that's pulling in revenue for them.
Yep.
It was crazy.
Yep.
What did I have else to do here? Yeah, I do hope that they embrace the library that Microsoft embraces the library they're inheriting here,
Oh,
and just
you're gonna see 3 Vikings. Kidding me? We're gonna see Blackthorn.
Yes.
We're gonna see like no, there's a lot of stuff that they can pick from now in order to rejuvenate. And,
Microsoft's first power move is they reform Vicarious Visions instead of they pull it out of the Blizzard because they turned them into Blizzard. I can't remember where they're out of, but they were just like a Blizzard like Austin office now or wherever Vicarious Visions was. They just absorbed them into the Blizzard machine, but that's gonna be their first power move. I thought I'd mention here some of the other studios that are still available to be purchased. Sega. There's Capcom. There's Avalanche, they're the company that makes Just Cause, Mad Max, and Mad Max. The Embracer Group, which is part of Koch Media. They're working on Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic right now. There is Thunderful, which they're the company that releases the SteamWorld games. Warner Brothers. They're still a pretty big studio out there.
Right, and they almost got sold.
They did. But
AT&T pulled it back at the last minute there.
Yeah. There's CD Projekt Red. Which, I mean, you know, I don't know how big CD Projekt Red is. Like, I mean, they've apparently they released we could see a new Witcher game this year.
Sure.
There's Konami.
Somebody please buy Calamity.
yeah,
Please. That IP those IPs need some love just from somebody who gives a damn about it.
Mm-hmm. There's Square Enix. We mentioned them already. There's Bandai Namco.
Bring back Pac-Man.
And From Software. So,
yeah.
You know, those are some of the bigger ones. I mean, there's lots of little studios too that could get bought up. Like Quantic Dream. I mean, they're almost Sony exclusive as it is.
Mm-hmm.
Supergiant Games.
Yeah.
IO Interactive. That one was a hot rumor a few months ago. IO Interactive getting picked up by Xbox. So I think we're gonna see a huge change in the landscape. I think a lot of these studios will get bought up and just added to portfolios. Because Sony has said that they're not done with their purchases this year.
Yeah.
They kind of had to say that.
Yeah. It's interesting looking at. Are we going to look at the chart, or you were just kind of reading a little bit off it, or?
Yeah.
The we didn't talk at all about Tencent, but you kind of forget just how much they own of absolutely everything, eh?
Mm-hmm.
And you kind of wonder if they'll make a big purchase here from somebody and just drop boatload of cash.
I could see if I could share the screen here. Do I dare?
Give it a shot.
How?
You just have to click on the watch stream there. There we go. I've got it on my screen here.
Is that full for you?
Yep, it looks like the with our Jeopardy thing there now. So.
Oh, okay. Okay, perfect. So, yeah, I mean, it's a crazy landscape.
It is. It is.
Yeah, I guess I was reading the small ones here, but yeah, there's Take-Two. They just added Zynga, right?
Zynga makes big money.
Yeah.
Zynga does. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's of
But you
course.
forget-
Yeah.
Sorry, I was just going to say you forget just how many, how much they have. Like you forget they got 2K, and you forget they have Rockstar, and you forget they have, all these IPs like the Outer Worlds and Civilization and BioShock and like
Yeah.
they're a lot bigger than we tend to remember. So
Mm-hmm.
They're one of the biggest. It's a lot of people are like you see the uproar online with regards to the Activision Blizzard. It's like, oh, Sony's in trouble, but nobody ever says that Nintendo's in trouble. Nobody ever says that Tencent's in trouble.
Yeah.
Sony's gonna do fine. Don't worry
Yep.
about it. They're the biggest gaming company in the world.
Yeah.
They're gonna be okay.
absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. Then of course there's EA.
Yep.
EA's still out there.
They don't make games; they just sell Ultimate Madden or Ultimate FIFA or Ultimate make billions on that. So
Mhm.
they don't even need to make games.
I don't see Devolver Digital on here anywhere.
Oh yeah.
They're a pretty big publisher with a lot of stuff on their plate. They just went public this year too. I wonder if that would be something somebody would be interested in. They put out a lot of interesting stuff.
Sure,
Yeah, they do.
absolutely, yeah.
Sega, as we mentioned.
Sega.
Valve. Well, I mean, yeah.
It'd be nice if they made any game from any one of those things listed.
Exactly.
A new Half-Life, new Portal, new Team. Yes, please, any of them. Would be
Mhm.
great.
And of course, Ubisoft. Which, they have their whole library of games as well. So, interesting stuff.
Yep, you betcha.
Well, you guys have anything else you want to add about this, about the Microsoft Activision or any of the buyouts going on right now?
No, I think I touched on all the stuff that I wanted to talk about.
Okay.
Yeah. It was nice they made it 69 billion.
Nice.
It was 68.7 or something, but yeah.
The rounding, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay, then we'll bring this show to a close. I just want to thank everyone for hanging out with us. Hope you enjoyed our predictions, and will join us next year when we see how we did on these predictions. As always, you can check out our website at thegrumpyoldgamers.com. That's where we post all of our original content. And look us up on Facebook. That's where the most current news is. Just search out The Grumpy Old Gamers. And if you want to contact us, you can send us an email to makeusgrumpy@gmail.com. We always love to hear from you. Rob loves replying to those emails. I do too.
Yep, I sure do. Really good at checking the mailbox.
We both are.
Yeah.
But all right, thanks everyone for watching, and have a good day.